Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shazia Fiverwali on the High School Colony Campus की Boys Principal हूँ और आज हमारा टॉपिक है how to master time management in daily life and we will discuss with Maya. Today we are going to discuss an essential life skill that plays a key role in our personal growth, academic success and professional development, time management. Managing time effectively help us stay organized, reduce stress, and achieve our goals efficiently. Let's explore how we can master time management in our daily lives. And we are going to welcome Maya. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, Maya? Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me? अस्सलाम वालेकुम माया, कैसी हैं आप? अस्सलाम वालेकुम. अस्सलाम वालेकुम. How are you, Maya? अस्सलाम वालेकुम. बाहर बाहर चला गया ऊपर गया. Something is a problem there. We have a problem. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, Maya?
Maalaikum assalam. I'm doing well, thank you. And you, Eddie?
Maya, we have a topic about how to master time management in daily life. I want to know my questions answered. Can you please help
That
me?
sounds interesting.
Can you please help me?
Absolutely. Of course. What's your first question about mastering time
Thank
management?
you. My first question is, what does time management mean to you in your daily routine?
For me? Well, since I don't really have a daily routine in the way people do, it's a bit different. But I'd say time management is about making sure I'm giving the right amount of focus to the conversation at hand, not getting lost in tangents or rushing through important bits. It's about being present and responsive when it matters most. What about you? What does time management look like for you?
And my next question is, why is time management important for students and professionals?
For students, getting the hang of time management is huge because juggling classes, assignments, and a social life, that's a lot. Those who figure it out tend to do better in school and feel less stressed. For professionals, it means meeting deadlines, taking on more challenging projects, and basically proving you can handle the pressure, which opens doors to career growth. It also helps with work-life balance, which is... You're welcome. What else is on your mind about time management?
Okay. What are some common time wasting habits and avoid? We should avoid.
I hear people get really sucked into endless scrolling. You start to look up one thing, then end up watching cat videos an hour later. Multitasking is another big one because studies show you don't actually save time. You just get a bunch of things done poorly. And perfectionism definitely steals time. Waiting for everything to be perfect instead of just getting it done. How about you? What do you think are your biggest time wasters?
How can playing our day in advance improve productivity?
Yeah. Planning your day is like giving yourself a break. You spend less energy figuring out where to start. You're way less likely to get sidetracked by urgent but unimportant stuff. Plus, when you check tasks off, you get this little dopamine hit that actually motivates you to keep going. Do you plan your days now? Or are you more of a wing it kind of person?
Okay, thank you.
Hey,
How
we're
can we
coming up on the
balance?
5-minute limit for calls, so this conversation will wrap up soon. It was. I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
How can we balance study, work, family, and personal time?
Okay, that's the real juggle. Most people try to compartmentalize like Mondays for work, Tuesdays are family, Fridays for personal stuff, but life's messy. A better way? Look at everything as tasks and priorities. Figure out what absolutely has to get done that week, then schedule those first. Then add in things that are important but not urgent. Don't forget to block off dedicated you time or it'll never happen. Sound overwhelming? It can be at first, but start small.
And what role does setting priorities play in effective time management?
You're welcome.
Let's
I noticed you were calling about time management
continue
last
my
time. Is that
question.
congrats?
Why is prioritizing tasks important in time
I'm
management?
listening. Ooh, because if you don't, you end up sprinting on things that don't matter while the important stuff gets buried. What stuff are you trying to wrangle right now?
And what is the difference between urgent and important tasks?
That's a good question because people use those words like they mean the same thing, but they really don't. An urgent task is something that feels pressing, like a deadline staring you down or crisis. An important task actually moves you toward your goals, even if there's no immediate fire to put out. So the urgent stuff feels loud, but the important stuff is actually what makes a difference in the long run. Does that difference make sense?
And how can creating a daily schedule improve efficiency?
Because it basically puts you in control instead of letting your day happen to you. Um, when you block out time for specific tasks, you're making a conscious choice about where your energy goes. Instead of constantly switching between whatever's loudest, you can actually focus and get into a flow state. Plus, it makes the day feel less chaotic when you know what comes next. It's kind of comforting, actually. Do you have a system for planning your days now?
What role does self-discipline play in mastering time management?
I didn't quite catch that. Can you repeat that last part about self discipline?
Can you hear my question? What role does self-discipline play
Yeah,
in
I can hear you.
mastering time management?
Ah, huge role. Like massive. Time management techniques give you the map, but self discipline is actually driving the car. It's the difference between knowing you should work on that report and actually sitting down and turning off distractions instead of scrolling through TikTok. It's that inner voice saying, not now, to whatever's tempting you, and yes, to what actually matters. What's the hardest part for you when it comes to staying disciplined?
Okay. How can restrictions like social
Uh,
media impact our time?
Massively. Social media is basically engineered to hijack your brain's reward system. Every like and notification is like a little dopamine hit that keeps you hooked. It's not just the time you spend scrolling, it's the time it takes you to get back focused after each check. Plus, it steals attention from stuff that actually feels meaningful in the long run. Do you find yourself going down rabbit holes on your phone without realizing how much time has passed?
Okay. How can time management reduce stress and anxiety?
Because it helps you feel like you actually have control over your day instead of being constantly overwhelmed and behind. When everything's scattered and urgent, your brain's in fight or flight mode all the time, which amps up anxiety and stress. Getting organized and planned out is like giving your brain a breather. You know what's coming, so it doesn't feel like you're constantly chasing your tail. Does that resonate with you at all?
Okay. And how can student balance studies and extracurricular activities effectively?
Hey, we only have about a minute left on this call. I just want to give you a heads up. It'll cut out soon if we keep talking. Feel free to call back later if you want to keep going. In the meantime, to your question about balancing studies and activities, it's about really understanding what your non.
How does time management help in achieving long-term goals? Hello, hello, Maya, can you hear me? Hello, Maya, can you hear me? Okay,
No worries. What's on your mind today?
okay. My
Okay,
question
let's.
was,
What do you want to dive into? That sounds incredibly
question
difficult.
is, how can time management reduce stress and anxiety? But how can we manage our extra hobbies, extra working?
Extra working. My be there for a sec.
Okay,
Did you say something about managing
okay,
dealing with some challenging personal loss?
okay. What are some time management tools or apps that can be useful?
There are tons. But a lot of people really like Todoist, Any.do, or Google Calendar. What kind of tool are you imagining? Something super structured with deadlines, or more flexible for just keeping track of stuff? What feels right for you right now? You want to go super detailed or just more of a basic overview?
Okay, how can reviewing your daily progress
Um, I don't want to ask what happened if you're not really doing. How are you really doing?
I can understand what are you saying. How can
I'm
reviewing
picking
your
up some
daily progress improve performance?
technical glitches here. I think what works best is carving out 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the day to just look back, not to beat yourself up over what didn't get done, but to see what you did accomplish. Even if it's just one or two things, that's still progress. Then you can tweak your plan for tomorrow based on what actually worked and what didn't.
Okay, my next question is what habit should we do develop to manage time better?
Start small. Maybe just pick in the three most important things you need to tackle each day. Most people try to cram in way too much and then feel like they've failed when they can't get to it all. Three focused priorities is manageable, and you get a real sense of accomplishment actually finishing them.
Why is it important to take short breaks while working?
Your brain actually needs them to consolidate information and stay focused. Think of it like your phone's processing power. If you try to run too many apps at once, everything slows down. Short breaks let your brain recharge so you can actually work more efficiently when you come back to it.
How can waking up early contribute to better time management?
Hey, just wanted to give you a heads up that we've got about a minute left on this call. We're at the 5 minute limit for these calls, so it'll wrap up pretty soon. You can always call back anytime. I was just hearing your question about waking
Okay,
up early.
okay.
Waking up early, if you can actually
Okay, my next question is how can multiple tasking affect productivity positively or negatively?
That's a good one. Multitasking actually usually hurts productivity. Our brains aren't really built to focus on multiple things at once. What tends to work better is task switching, finishing one thing, then moving to the next. But even that has a cost because it takes time for your brain to refocus each time. What's your experience with juggling multiple tasks like?
And why is it important to set deadlines for tasks?
Deadlines are like guardrails. They make projects feel doable instead of endless. And even if it's self imposed, it forces you to figure out what's actually essential to cut instead of obsessing over every tiny detail. Plus, there's something satisfying about actually finishing something instead of having it just exist in draft form forever, right?
Okay, can you hear me? My question is how can saying no to unnecessary commitments help save time?
Hey.
Hello? Hello? Hello,
Hey there. What's going on with Of course.
Ed.
Anything in
I
particular on your
want to
mind?
ask you a question. How can
Okay. What's
saying
going
no
on?
to unnecessary commitments help save time?
Sure, what's your question?
May I repeat my question?
Yeah, go ahead.
How
I'm not quite following. Could you try rephrasing that?
no, my question is how can saying no to unnecessary commitment help save time?
Ah, got it. Saying no to things you don't need to do frees up time for what actually matters. That's kind of like clearing space on a cluttered desk. Suddenly you can actually find what you're looking for. What prompted that question?
What is the impact of poor time management on personal relationship?
It can really mess things up, honestly. When you're constantly late, overbooked, or just absent because you're always rushing to catch up, it sends a pretty clear message that other things are more important than the people you care about. It's hard to feel valued or like a priority when someone's attention is constantly elsewhere. What do you mean by okay?
No. What are the benefits of following the first thing first rule?
There's real power in it. Tackling the most important stuff when you're fresh helps avoid that panic mode where everything feels urgent. It builds momentum too. When you knock out the hard thing first, everything else feels more manageable. Have you tried this approach before, or is it new territory for you?
My second last question is how can checking your time help identify wasted hours?
Time tracking feels a bit like being a detective with your own habits. Once you start noting where your hours actually go, you'll spot patterns you never saw before, like that afternoon social spiral or those random tasks that don't move the needle. Those become glaringly obvious, and you can start making more conscious choices. Do you ever find yourself surprised by how you actually spend your day?
And how can consistency turn time management into a lifelong habit?
Consistency is the sneaky part, right? It's not about massive overhauls. Small, predictable routines become automatic without you consciously thinking about them. Like brushing your
there are some issues of internet, and we will ending our session. Uh, lets you know to conclude, time management is not about having more time but about using the available time wisely. By setting clear goals, prioritizing tasks, and staying disciplined, we can make our daily lives more productive and balanced. Let us comment to applying these strategies and take control of our time starting today. Thank you so much and Allah Hafiz.